Welcome to Heal Thy Palate, or as you can say, Healthy Palate. You see what's on the menu. Let's cook. But we're going to try to make stuffed spaghetti squash. And I'm not sure if this shows properly, but I probably let this spaghetti squash sit in the refrigerator too long, honestly. I think it's more so the refrigerator than the spaghetti squash itself. But we're going to, hopefully it's still good. I've had it for about a week. I've cooked spaghetti squash like 2 or 3 times. And what you're supposed to do is poke it, pause. Yeah, this is wet. Condensation. But you poke it in a couple of places. Then, please forgive my kitchen. I did clean it up, but I probably need to clean it up more. So, poke it for a couple of seconds. And then what we're going to try to do, probably not the best thing to put it on, but we're going to loosen up the shell so we can cut it. And you're supposed to do it for 3 to 5 minutes. So we're going to do 4 minutes. We're going to let that do what it got to do in there. 1 second. I know, my videos are so unorganized, right? But what we're going to do while we're waiting on that is I'm going to pull out my beautiful knife. This actually wasn't a bad deal for $40. I think I said that before. But I do want some stuff. Like I said, just pulling out a bowl. And I guess I'm gonna need the biggest one, because this is gonna go in here. Well, let's do this so y'all can see. I actually really do like this knife. I need to buy a separate knife sharpener. I'm not fond of, you're probably gonna hear me say this many times. I am not fond of knife sets that come with a block or whatever you call it. Yeah. Oh my God. Look at that. Yeah, I need to clean out my refrigerator. I buy a whole bunch of vegetables. Y'all gotta forgive me, this stuff happens. A lot of people may not want to show you that. But I don't care because it's real. It's real life cooking. And since half of that was bad, we're gonna sit up here and add 2 onions, but they're red onions and I do need to get rid of them anyway. So hopefully, getting rid of the red onions, using 2 of them, and I think I got 1 left, which may actually add a little bit more flavor to, I'm not sure what I wanna call it, like spaghetti squash casserole, stuffed spaghetti squash, but by the time I post this, you'll know what the name of it's gonna be. And to be honest, when I post this, because I have other videos that I have not edited yet, you'll see. Speed ramp through this. Can't really waste food. So we got the red onion cut. Since we got the red onion cut and this is all, I should have already preheated my oven, honestly. Sue me for just rinsing that off. We got that red onion cut. Mess. I am somewhat of a messy cook, but I am working on it as well. I'm thinking that this is gonna be good though. But now we're gonna take this and we just gonna puncture it. Yes, sir. It's still good. It didn't cut it exactly in half, but it is still good. I'll take some avocado oil. Yes, I use avocado oil. Just a little bit. I didn't ever think I would use avocado oil. Let me leave that out. I'm gonna need that again. So I'm gonna take some avocado oil. I went to this Mediterranean store close by and I got some of that sea salt. That's not what I'm using now. I'm just sprinkling some salt on top of this to where we can cook it, and we're gonna rub that in. Oh yeah, rub it in. Let me stop. I don't like saying the word Christian because people have taken the word Christian and it's just completely made it wrong to say that. So what we're gonna do, because I don't have parchment paper, I'm gonna use this right here, and we are going to flip this on here. Throw this to the side, and we're gonna bake it in the oven at 375 for 15 minutes. I don't want to fully cook it because again, I'm gonna put some other stuff in here. So we're just gonna bake it in the oven at 375 for 15 minutes. To God be the glory, it's still good. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna take that spinach, and I really don't want to add a bunch of flavor to it, but we're just gonna cook it down. So we're gonna put some avocado oil in there. Luckily enough, spinach itself has a whole lot of water in it, and it cooks down tremendously. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this whole bag little by little. I'll end up finding something else to do with it. I'll probably make a spinach and cheese omelet in the morning. Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So we'll probably make a spinach and cheese omelet in the morning. Let's go ahead and get this going. And then after this cooks down, we're gonna add the rest in there. We're waiting on the spaghetti squash to get done. I will see y'all in a little bit. All right, I know I said I'll see y'all in a little bit, but we got stuff to do. I love this little cheese grater right here. And whoever sat up here and said, start shredding your own cheese instead of buying it already shredded, they really didn't know what they was talking about. And I say that in a good way because I absolutely love doing this. And it does add flavor. It does make it taste better to me. So I got like 2/3 of a block of cheddar cheese. It should have been a whole block, but I love cheese. If I haven't said it before, my family would sit up here and call me Mouse when we were little because of how much cheese I eat. So we're gonna do 2/3 of a block of cheddar cheese because that's what's left. And then we're gonna do half a block of Monterey Jack. Let's go ahead and put this up. While we waiting on what's his name to get done, the spinach. This Monterey Jack shreds a lot finer than the cheddar cheese. So I want it cheesy. What made me think about this is the fact that growing up, I understand this is an old school dish. A lot of people probably don't even like this type of stuff anymore. I'm eating that. Come on. There we go. Get up. Ooh. Growing up, my mother used to make squash casserole, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever tasted in my life. So we're gonna go ahead and dump that cheese in there. Yeah, every single bit of it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this whole thing of cream cheese in here. Do I have a recipe for this? No, I do not. Again, I just put stuff together as I go. Spatula. Well, let's not sit up here and act like y'all ain't organizing y'all kitchen every time y'all cook. So you're gonna have to hear me talk. I love talking anyway, especially when I cook. One day, I'm gonna be cooking with people and we're gonna have conversations. I'm gonna call it like food therapy or something like that. Let's get that in there. Wait a minute, gotta go back to the spinach. All right, I love to sit up here and listen to that pop. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. I'm gonna end up draining it. But since that's nothing but oil, I don't want a whole lot of water, just a little bit. Oops. I know. Not the best spatula to use, right? But we really want this to cook down. So we're gonna throw the rest of it in there. But that's it. And now we gotta go back to mixing up the stuffing. This might turn out to be nasty. I don't feel like sticking my hands in here. But see, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit up here and add the spinach with this. And I wanna get all this stuff mixed in real good. So, finna speed ramp this part. Okay, what I'm gonna do to loosen it up a little bit is I'm gonna add just a little bit of buttermilk, just enough to help it soften up and smoothen out together, as well as I'll take some of this garlic that I had sitting in olive oil. I've had it sitting in olive oil for like a few days, and it's just because it was about to go bad. And oh, it smells good like this though. So we're gonna get about 5-6 cloves of garlic. As a matter of fact, let me do this too. Let's get a little bit of that olive oil in there. Is that olive oil or is that still avocado oil? But we're gonna take some of this garlic in here. Remember, I worked for this restaurant, and we would have to cut up parsley, bundles and bundles of parsley every single day, and it was so annoying. But here we go. Let's see. Cool. So this is what we're gonna do before we start mixing it again. We're gonna do some white pepper. Some Cajun seasoning. I don't remember where I got it from. We're gonna do some white pepper. Cajun seasoning. I don't need this. A little bit of salt. Not a lot. Some Italian seasoning. Give it a bit of a herby taste. And something that I've grown. No. I was gonna sit up here and say that I was gonna use some bouillon powder, but I'm not. I'm gonna use this adobo. And truth be told, this stuff is salty, so I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I'm hoping it's not gonna be too salty, so let's get back to mixing. Now, the thing about this is that the spaghetti squash is gonna go in here too. I'm gonna crumble up some of the crackers and put them in here. So we got spaghetti squash that this is gonna mix with. We're gonna throw some spinach up in here after it cools down. Crumble up some crackers and put the crackers in here. Taste it, season it up a little bit more. And then we're gonna put it back in that spaghetti squash shell and cook it again at 400 for like another 10, 15 minutes. It's not gonna take long at all. At least I'm hoping it won't. See, that is doing exactly what I needed to do. And it don't look good yet. For the sake of time, because I know y'all saw that 9/11 on there. Let's just, I got these Townhouse. Probably shouldn't put the brand on there. You got your choice of what you can use. You can use breadcrumbs, but I tend to like the way these Townhouse crackers taste. A knife slid right through there. Yeah, just gonna dump the whole thing in there. Before we continue with this, let's get back to the spinach. As you can see, spinach is cooking down exactly like it needs to cook down. And now while it's cooking down, I'm not gonna add any salt to it because I put enough salt in that. Only thing I'm gonna add to it is a little white pepper. And a little garlic powder. I want everything to have some type of flavor, but not too much. And that's gonna be it. Let's get this mixed up. It's almost where I want it to be. I just needed to cook down just a little bit more. All right. Let's go back to mixing up the filling. Let's go ahead and mix this up and speed ramp through it. Remember, I'm not a chef. I just cook a lot. See y'all in a few minutes. All right, it's been about 10 to 15 minutes. I've given the spinach enough time to cool down. I didn't think y'all really cared to sit up here and see me pour the, truthfully, all this spinach can go in here. How can I sit up here and talk about how much it cooks down? And then it cooks down a whole lot more than I expected it to, and that surprises me, right? I don't know if you saw earlier, but I did taste this, and it was delicious. Like, it feels kind of weird saying something about cream cheese, and cheese just sets it all. But I honestly made too much for myself. I'm not gonna eat all of this. But that smells really, really good. I understand some people like a whole lot of seasoning. I've kind of grown out of that. But look at that. I think I could actually put this in a small cast iron skillet itself, and this will be on point. Let's get that off of there. Let's not waste any of that. Let's see what the spaghetti squash hitting on. And that's what I got this for. I know it's dirty, but I use it. I'm not finna sit up here and keep replacing my towels just because I feel like I'm gonna come across some people on the internet who act like they don't have towels that get dirty. But here we go. That's what that's looking like. Now, let's dig this part out. This is perfect, honestly. It's cooked, but not too much. And my dumb self is trying to pull this out hot. I think the only thing wrong with this is that the condensation did get to it. Let's pull those seeds out. Oh, that's hot. I guess that's what I get for not even waiting like 10 minutes for this to get out of the oven, but I don't really want it to cool down. I'll start putting my dishes away. But this is what we're gonna do, right? Toss this up. And actually, look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, the crazy part is y'all bear with me. I do apologize. But I am gonna have to let this cool down. This is what we're working with so far. Like, we almost there, baby. Look at that. All I gotta do is let this cool down. Then I am gonna throw it in that bowl and mix it up. And we're gonna put it back in here. I'm gonna end up being able to put some in a small casserole dish anyway. But that's it. While we're letting it cool down, let me move this from over here. Boop, boop. We're gonna do this. I know, soothing, right? So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna get some crackers, not a lot. I don't need a lot of them. This should be enough. This for me. I got a turkey breast in there. I'm making a turkey salad next with that turkey breast. Just like you make chicken salad, but just so I can use these. Again, the stuff that I'm just doing on the fly. Working with that. Right. Just 30 seconds. See that? Just got a little butter on it, that's all. What I should have done was save some of that cheese or chopped up a little bit more before I put it in the sink. But what's done is done. You already know what's gonna happen to that. And to be honest, I can't wait. So we finna find another way to do this because I just don't feel like waiting. Sorry, Charlie. That's actually my name. So that's what we are gonna do. I don't want the cheese to melt. And I've dirtied up a lot of dishes. But here's what we are gonna do. Let's get this right here. Oh yeah, that cheese is gonna definitely melt. It may not be a bad thing though. So we're gonna do that. It really may not be a bad thing with that cheese melt. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna take a couple of scoops of this. Just dump it in there. That should be enough. The cheese is definitely melting. It's gonna melt. But I actually think this is gonna work. I'm gonna put just a little bit more of the good stuff. I know. Mm-hmm. That's actually pretty decent. This isn't even hot anymore, honestly. But let's do this. Come on. Gotta make it look a little cute. Move. Don't you just hate it when dishes get in your way? That's enough. That's actually too much. But let's spread it all over there. Even it out. I'm gonna put this last little bit right here. Just because I'm not gonna do anything else with it. Oven's at 400. I said another 15 minutes. Crumble this up. Put some of the townhouse on top. I would normally get Ritz, but this was cheaper. Now, honestly, it's not the fact that this was cheaper. This had less chemicals in it. Preservatives, however you want to say it. All right, so look, that's what we looking like, right? Gonna put this in the oven for 15 minutes on 400. Guess what? If you thought I was gonna say chicken butt, I did think about it. But then I decided not to because I'm a grown man. But look at that. I gotta test the zoom in. When you zoom in, look at that. This is it. I don't know what to call it. No, it's stuffed spaghetti squash with spinach, 2 different types of cheese, red onion. I would have put bell pepper in there too, but my bell pepper was bad. I buy a lot of fresh vegetables and I don't cook them all in enough time because it's just me. It's just me. I don't like the fact that it's just me, but it is. No, I'm cool with it being just me, but this is the finishing product right here. And now, you know what it's time for. It's time for that slow-mo. I gotta admit, the only thing I didn't like about this was the red onions, because the red onions kind of overpowered everything. But other than that, it was at least a good 6.5, 7 out of 10. Swap it out for some sweet Vidalia onions. You're good to go. See ya.